Hey Scorpio, how are you guys all doing? I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for you from the beginning of July to halfway through July this year. Hope you're all feeling pretty darn good. Well, I'm hoping, obviously. I don't know what's going on in your life, the situations you may be facing, the challenges you may be facing. So that is why I'm kind of here, I guess, to try and see and figure out any of my advice, I guess. As you can tell, I am pretty new to this, so if you could show your support by sending a comment on the video if it resonates with you, then that would be great. If you could subscribe, wonderful as well. If you would like a private reading, then you can contact me directly on the email below. As I am only a student tarot reader and I'm currently residing in the UK, I am able to basically be really flexible if you want me to do a reading for you and you're abroad. I'm also very cheap. But anyway, enough about any offers I'm offering. To be honest, I'm really new. Kind of nervous. But this is it. So this is a Scorpio reading from the 1st of July to the 15th of July 2017. Let's figure out what is happening with you guys. Okay, so current situation with you guys is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands usually comes up towards the end of a project or a creative thing. But basically, it's not an amazing card, I'm going to be completely honest. It could be that you're doing a little bit too much, or you're expecting a little bit too much of yourself at the moment. And you're taking on too many different things at once. You may be doing multiple jobs, you may be doing multiple projects, you may be giving yourself a consistent list of things to do, and you're just not fulfilling them because you haven't got enough time. You're not being realistic about this. And you may not be able to actually discuss this with people on a level so that they can understand. You may be wanting to hide your emotions and be very cold and distant to others for fear of their own kind of judgment. And the reason why I say this is because you've got the Two of Swords. So this usually comes up when there are two paths. It's like a fork in a road. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to improve, or you want, obviously, you want everybody, realistically, wants to be able to improve themselves and to move forward and push on forward. But here you are closing your heart. And by closing your heart, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to really use your mind and your heart and what feels right. So you're not going to be able to react to the stimulants around you. You're not going to be able to react effectively to what is going on. And you probably are on your own defences, as I've already mentioned, because people may be seeing that you are struggling, but you don't want to see, well, you don't want them to see that this is the case. The reason why I think you guys are possibly struggling, and I've already mentioned that you probably are taking on a bit too much, is the Two of Pentacles that have come up in your previous history. So you've possibly been working too hard, or you've got no work-life balance, And it's all about finding this perfect balance between working hard and your time out, where you can chill, you can relax, you can be with your family, you can do what you would like to do other than work all the time. So if you are taking on too much work, then you're not going to be able to really find or give your family the chance to really kind of reach out to you and actually ask you what is up. Because they can tell, because you might be avoiding them. You might be avoiding the fact that some things have gone wrong, and this denial can actually prevent you from moving forward. And what is crossing you in the previous history is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles usually comes up when you feel almost shut out of the dark. It's kind of a sad situation where you might feel like you're unable, well, you were unable to provide for yourself, for the family efficiently. You just didn't have the money, you just didn't have the material gains, you just didn't have the right job, and that is probably why you are so spurred on to work maybe multiple jobs or to do so much at once. But whatever happened to you, whether that was a family loss or whether that was a job loss or a job cut or less hours being able to work or an illness, you are embarrassed about it, and you're not helping yourself recover by putting more and more workload on top of yourselves. The key issue in this situation is that you need to communicate with your family, but because you're embarrassed and because you don't want to see that you're struggling and others to see that you are struggling, you're avoiding them by giving yourself multiple things to do, and you're trying to do so much more than you need to, especially at a time when you need to be doing the least. You need to be really trying to tone down on the intensity of the work that you are doing. And if it's not possible, then you really are going to struggle. And my best bet would be is have a little bit of time set. The next time, see if you're watching this video in the afternoon or in the evening, and you're watching this in private because you want some advice from somebody who isn't there. My advice would be is use this time right now, because you've clearly got some time spare to watch my video, to send a message to, if it's your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your lover, some people have really good relationships with their kids as well, and just ask them honestly, what can I do? And sit down to them, connect with your family, and try not to cross your heart too much, because it's preventing you from making the decisions that really do need to be made, and avoiding it and hiding yourself in the dark, putting your head in the sand, will just keep the mental activity going off in your head, but you'll keep powering through. And feel free, if you feel like you've got the energy and you want to distract yourself from what happened, that is perfectly fine. Everyone does it. But if you're doing it consistently and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to grieve, if you're not giving yourself the opportunity to properly take time out and look and reflect and think about what it is you truly desire, then you're going to have some trouble this month. And when I say this month, for the next 2 weeks, it might be hard, it might be tough. You might have given yourself so many commitments You might have such a schedule all planned out where you just don't know what's happening, what's going. Try and reach out, take a side, speak to the person you trust the most in the world, and if you need to have a cry, just let it out, okay? Find your private space and grieve properly, because by putting it off, you're only going to halt your own process of recovery. So there is some good news, hopefully. If you do what I've said, then I'm looking at the Queen of Wands in your final card of the situation. The Queen of Wands is great. She is enthusiastic. She's really, passionate. She knows what she wants and desires, and she's consistently looking out up to the stars. Where am I going to put my bow and arrow? Where am I going to focus? Where is my focus going to be this month? And by rediscovering your passion, by being creative, by going out there and exploring, maybe taking a day exploring and adventuring around places that you might not know, you may reignite what it was that kept you going, what it was that before all the negative grief energy that came through, or before the job went, what was it that was making you happy before that? And yeah, so you should be feeling much more positive in the next 2 weeks, but do take the time out, do open up, try and open your heart chakra. If you don't know how to open it properly, I haven't got actually any videos up myself at the moment, but I do know that there are some really good guys on YouTube that can teach you to meditate properly and open your chakras properly, and it might ease and relax you a little bit more if you could research into that. Sorry if it was quite a deep and intense reading, although you guys are Scorpios, so no surprise that I get a kind of, it's sad that I can't really do too much out of my control to really help you, but I just really appreciate the fact that you have watched my video. If you would like a reading, as mentioned us in the video, you can contact me. Apart from that, in 2 weeks time, well actually in 10 days, because these videos are coming out a little bit late, I will be releasing new videos and updating on where you guys all are. Please do check out your moon and rising signs as well. They will be up by the end of today. And thank you so much for watching. It's an absolute pleasure for me to do your tarot reading. So blessings.